This is Mrs. Naslund, and today we'll be doing Unit 11, Lesson 11, Making Change. Our learning targets for today are: I can determine the value of coins and bills to compare and order amounts and to make change. Our second learning target is: I can extend patterns of decimal numbers. So let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to review is just how we count and add money, because for this lesson, you're really going to have to remember all your values of your money and be able to add them together, and we'll eventually be subtracting them as well. So the first question says, Corey earned the amount of money shown to the right. How much money did Corey earn? So I like to go through and write my amounts here. We've got a $10 bill. He earned a $10 bill. We won't always have to write these out, but for the first time, I'm going to go ahead and do that just so we can review. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 $1 bills. All right. He's got a quarter, which is worth 25 cents. He's got 2 dimes at 10 cents a piece of 10, 20 cents. And then for pennies, he has 3 pennies. Put our decimal in there. 3 pennies, 2.03 cents. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add that up. So we've got 10 plus 4 is 14, plus 25, so we have $14.25, plus 20 more cents would give us 45 cents. So we have $14.45, plus 3 more would give us 48 cents. So our total ends up being $14.48. So let's go ahead and I want you to go ahead and try this one. I know it's kind of hard to see them a little bit, but we've got a quarter, 3 dimes, 1 nickel, and 4 pennies. So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to add those up and write the total. All right, let's add them up. 25 plus 3 dimes, so 25, 35, 45, 55, plus a nickel, which is 5 cents. So 55 plus 5 is 60, plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should end up with 64 cents. All right. All right, go ahead and try number 3 as well. And I know it's kind of hard to see that one, but the first 2 here, these are $10 bills, and then we have 2 ones. So 10. Oh, go ahead and try it on your own and pause the video, and then we'll go ahead and see how you did. All right, so we have 10 plus 10, which is 20. All right, I take that back. I told you this is a 10 and a 10, but when I look at it, it's so small, so don't worry if you got it wrong. But it's actually a 20 and a 10. So 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 2 is 32, and then 32 plus 25 cents for a quarter is $32.25, plus a dime would be $32.35, plus our nickel would be $32.40 would be our total. All right, so the picture ones are actually kind of hard. Oh, there it is, $32.40. Picture ones are kind of hard because it's hard to see what those are. They're kind of blurry on my screen. But let's go ahead and try these ones. These should be easier. So now we're going to add, it just gives us the written amount. So go ahead and figure each of these out. We know that 4 quarters at 25 cents a piece equals 1 whole dollar. You know that equals $1. And 5 nickels, nickels are worth 5 cents a piece. And there's 5 of them, so 5 times 5 is 25. So we end up with $1 plus 25. So when we add those together, we should end up with a total of $1.25. All right, go ahead and try this one on your own. 8 dimes and 3 pennies. All right, so 8 dimes. Dimes are worth 10 cents. 10 times 8 is 80, so we had 80 cents plus 3 pennies, which is 3 cents. We add those together, we end up with 83 cents. All right, great job. Now with this one, how can you make 112 using the least number of bills? Right, now the trick for this is to thinking of the biggest amount you can do for each spot. So we have $100.12. I know that one major big bill I could use is a $100 bill, right? Because that's a huge dollar amount that's going to take up all of it but $12. So I'm going to do a $100 bill. And then keep looking at it here. I have $12 left. So I'm going to look at that next place value, my tens, and I'm going to say, what about a $10 bill, right? Because that's going to take up everything but 2. I'm going to do a $10 bill. And then the last one, I have 2 left. So there is such a thing as a $2 bill. So if you put that down, awesome. But they're hard to get your hands on. So a lot of times, probably the best way is to do 2 $1 bills, right? So that gives us a total of 4 bills that add up to that $112. Because 100 plus 10 is 110, plus 1 is 111, plus another is $112. Let's see how we did. Yep, 1 $100 bill, 1 $10 bill, and 2 $1 bills. All right. Now we get to do something. We get to figure out which one is greater for these two. So we'll do one together and then we'll have you try one. So we get to circle which one is the greater amount. So we go ahead and look. I see 2 quarters here. 25 plus 25 gives us 50 cents. We have 50 cents on this side. And on this side, let's add up all of our change. So we have some dimes, 10, 20, 30 cents. Some nickels, 35, 40, 45 cents, and 2 pennies, 46, 47 cents. So which one is bigger, A or B? And the answer is B. I want the 50 cents over the 47 cents. Okay? All right, go ahead and try this one on your own. You have a $200 bill, 4 $10 bills, or you have 5 $50 bills. Which one is greater? All right, so this first one, we have a $200 bills. So we have $200 there and 4 $10 bills. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So 200 plus 40 gives us $240 on choice A. All right, now let's look at this next one here. We've got 5 $50 bills. So let's count by 50s. So we have 50 plus 50 is 100. Plus 50 more would be 150. Plus 50 more is 200. Plus 1 more 50 gives us $250. So if you answered B, you were correct. 5 $50 bills is bigger than 2 $100 bills and 4 $10 bills. All right, our last problem on this page is it says write the amounts below in order from least to greatest. So just like we've done with our other numbers, the trick is to go ahead and write them all out and line the decimals. Let me do that for you. All right, so I ordered them or put them all in a line here for you. But now let's go ahead and figure out which ones is, we want the least to the greatest. So we're looking for the smallest numbers. So I'm going through here. These are all 6s. So that's not going to work. So we have to go to our 1 spot. And we're looking for the smallest number. 2201. So 60 is our smallest number. I'm going to cross that one out. So now I'll go back here, 221. $61.11 is our second smallest one. Cross that out. Now we're on to these two. So 62 and 62 are the same. 5 and 5 are the same. But 0 is smaller than 2. So this is the third smallest one. And $62.52 is the biggest one there. Okay, so good. Let's go on, and you're going to see some problems just like these on your homework in a few minutes, so it's good to pay really close attention. It says, a $5 bill was used to buy each item below. List the coins and bills you would use to make change. So first we're going to buy this plant for $3.75. So just like we practiced with subtraction, I'm going to go ahead and create a subtraction problem because I want to figure out how much change I have left. So I've got my $5 bill minus $3.75. So I'm going to go ahead and write that out. I'm going to go ahead and subtract those two numbers. All right. Now, I can't subtract 0 minus 5. I can't do 0 minus 7, so I'm going to have to borrow here. Make this a 4. And this would become a 10, but I still have to borrow, so this is going to cross out and become my 9. And this becomes a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. Bring down my decimal. And 4 minus 1 is 1. So then they want to know what bills am I going to use. So again, I look at the biggest bill I can fill first, and that's a 1, right? So a $1 bill, and then 25 would be a quarter. So we would fill it with a $1 bill and a quarter. Oh, we're seeing some other stuff over here. No, I don't see that one. That's okay. The $1 bill and 1 quarter. So we got that one right on. All right. Why don't you go ahead and try this one right here, 19 on your own. All right, so just like before, I'm going to go ahead and do up my subtraction problem. I have $5. Make sure you align that decimal really carefully. Oops, that was not a very good 0. Let me try that again. All right, $5. And I want to subtract 59 cents. All right, 59. Put my 0 in there as a place value holder, and then go ahead and try it. Can't do 0 minus 9. So I'm going to have to borrow way over here. Make this a 4. This would become 10, but then it would actually have to still borrow, so I'm going to make that a 9. And then this would become 10. So 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 5 is 4. Bring down my decimal point. 4 minus 0 is 4. So I end with $4.41. So then I got to figure out what I could use for my amounts. I know I could use 4 $1 bills, so I could use those. Okay, and then I have 40 cents left. So if I have 40 cents left, I could start with 1 quarter to get me 25 cents of the way there, and then I could do a dime, which would give me 35 cents. But I'm not quite there. I still need to get to 41. So then I could do a nickel at 40 cents and a penny at 41 cents. Let's see if we got that right. Got 1 penny, 1 nickel, 1 dime, 1 quarter, and 4 $1 bills. Whew, good work. All right, our last problem we're going to do is this word problem down here. It says, write the name and numbers of coins and bills you would use to make change for each of the following. And these are real life situations that you'll run into, so it's great that we're practicing this. So it says the cost of the item is $3.59. You give the clerk 4 $1 bills. So you give the clerk $4, and the cost for your thing is $3.59. So again, you're going to write it all out. Make sure you align your decimals, and then you're going to go ahead and just subtract. So I'm going to go ahead. I can't do 0 minus, so I'm going to have to borrow from here. Make this a 3. This is going to become a 10. I'm going to cross off and make a 9, so I can move that 10 over here. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 5 is 4. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. So I end up with 41 cents. Now, they might ask, what would you use to make 41 cents? Well, I could use a quarter to give me 25 cents. And then I could use a dime to get to 35 cents, and a nickel to get to 40 cents, and a penny. And there's multiple ways you can get there. It's not always one way or the other. So in this case, I did a dime, a quarter, 1 penny, and 4 dimes. So that would work too. So today we learned how to count change, and then how to figure out how much change to give somebody when you buy something. Great work.